Hi, everyone. Today I wanted to dive into the world of what you will need when practicing restorative yoga. I know many of you have asked, like, where are we located? And we're located in Omaha, Nebraska at Mindfully Refreshed. However, our restorative yoga classes are all recorded as well, so you can engage in the practice at home. The second question I've had is, what if I'm in Omaha and I just don't feel comfortable coming to a class? Can I still take it online? Absolutely. This is about your comfort and your wellness. The difference in taking a class in person is that you have my help there, watching you able to help in terms of getting you into some restorative poses. Online, I'm still able to see you and give direction. I may not be able to help adjust you in that way. But I wanted to share with you props that you could have available if you choose to take a class at home, and maybe kind of what the props are that you're going to be using if you come into a restorative yoga class. Before we dive into that, let's talk a little bit about how restorative yoga differs from other types of yoga. First and most important, I would say, is that restorative yoga focuses on rejuvenation and relaxation. You aren't putting forth energy into poses the same way you are with other types of yoga. Restorative yoga is designed to help soothe your central nervous system and to bring about more relaxation and calm into your body. So it is a perfect tool for those who are suffering stress or anxiety or other forms of emotional trauma. The second thing is time. Restorative yoga poses are held for a much longer period of time, several minutes. In fact, in a 60-minute restorative class, you might only do 4 poses throughout the entire hour. The reason why you are in poses longer is to help, again, calm your central nervous system and allow your body to fully relax into these poses, releasing stress, anxiety, nervousness, things like that. They say it takes us about 5 to 7 minutes for our nervous system to truly calm down. So think about that. Like when we lay down, and if you're laying down in your bed and you've had somewhat of a stressful day, this is why sometimes people who suffer stress or anxiety have difficulty sleeping. You're laying there longer periods of time, allowing for your body to enter into what we call a calm cascade. So restorative poses are held longer, allowing your body to naturally relax, to release some of that stress and anxiety in your system. The third thing is passive stretching. Now, in other forms of yoga, you're going to be actively stretching. In restorative yoga, we engage in passive stress stretching, and that's why you're in poses for longer periods of time to allow your body to fully relax. You aren't exerting energy. We're allowing gravity to do its thing. Passive stretching is another benefit or difference. In passive stretching, you are allowing your muscles to naturally relax without actively engaging them. It's the real big difference. Regular yoga or other forms of yoga have active stretching. Restorative has what we call passive stretching, which allows your muscles to naturally relax over a period of time. That's why we're in the poses longer. And it helps to rejuvenate those muscles as well. It helps to rejuvenate your body. It helps to bring blood flow to certain organs that may not normally get that type of blood flow. So you can see how then it is something that can be used in your wellness program. The next difference is accessibility and therapeutic benefits. So accessibility, it's basically something that anyone can do. You don't have to be super fit. You don't have to be um, a teeny tiny person or a person even with great flexibility. We're going to talk about the use of props in just a second. So it is something that any person can do. And particularly if someone is recovering from an injury or some sort of emotional trauma, it has therapeutic benefits because it's allowing you to release that stress in a very natural way, supportive way. And it can also be something that's used to help recover. The last major difference is the use of props. We use props in restorative yoga to help support. I talked a lot about passive stretching and not having those active muscles engaged. Well, the way that we do that in poses in restorative yoga or restorative movement is that we have the use of props to help support those muscles so that you can fully relax and reap the full benefits of this restorative practice. So now let's talk about what are the props that we use for restorative yoga. The first is your simple basic yoga mat. If you come into Mindfully Refresh, you see we have these bright yellow mats, but any type of yoga mat would work, anything that's comfortable. However, you don't have to have a mat. You can do restorative yoga on a carpet, on your floor, in your home, and you can even do some of these movements in your bed. So a mat isn't necessary. I've seen people use beach towels or other forms of towels, just their basic carpet. What you're looking for when you're looking for a good mat, but really you just want something that's going to be comfortable. Sometimes the floor can get hard, right? So that's the purpose of a mat, is just to give you a little bit of cushion. The second prop that we use are blankets. Now, you can use any form of blankets. You probably, if you've attended a yoga class, you might have seen different kinds of blankets. We have comfortable blankets here. Look like this. They don't have to have the tassels. You can use towels as well instead of blankets. But the purpose for blankets is that it helps to kind of get into some of the nooks and crannies, maybe that you aren't able to reach, maybe with a bolster or something that's bigger. A blanket can also give you warmth in doing poses, especially if it gets kind of chilly. Sometimes when we relax, our body temperatures drop a little bit. So we can utilize blankets for warmth as well. Again, any type of blanket that you have, a throw blanket, a comforter even, works perfectly for this. Let's talk now about yoga blocks. These are just regular foam yoga blocks that we use here. And you can find yoga blocks anywhere, Amazon, Target, Walmart, any of the places where you buy fitness equipment. However, if you don't have yoga blocks, and we use these to kind of also help support the body in different poses. What I love about yoga blocks is that you can use like they come in the different sizes. So you can, whatever size you need, it's very versatile. But you could use school textbooks, dictionaries. You could even use Amazon boxes, anything that's going to be kind of solid and firm for you that can support different parts of your body's weight. The next item that you'll see here is a bolster. So we utilize bolsters to kind of help support usually upper or lower parts of your body. It's something you want, something firm enough that you can kind of rest on, that can hold your body's weight. You can use a sofa cushion. You could use bed pillows that you just stack together. You could even use a pile of towels and blankets again. I've seen sometimes people tie them together with like woven string so that it's kind of solid. That works as well. Really, what you want is something that you can kind of rest on. So you want it to be firm enough to support you. Now, really, when we're talking about props that you need to have, those are all the main props. Some of the other things that you might find helpful to use. First is like, I call this the yoga strap, and you can use it's really like it reminds me of my dad's old Navy belts. So you can use a regular belt, you can use a belt from your bathrobe, anything like that, that you can use to maybe pull, like you're pulling your leg closer to your body without exerting too much energy. One of my favorite things is the eye mask. These are lavender filled. They have a cover on them. You can find these at Amazon, you can find these at Michael's, you can find these almost anywhere. But if you don't have one of these, you can even use like a sleep mask. Sometimes I like when I'm at home, the ones with the band around your head because that they don't slide off while you're in position. If you're here at Mindfully Refresh, we have these cute yellow covers because we want to be able to wash them and keep things as hygienic as possible. But again, this is not a necessity. This is one of the extra items to just help enhance the practice. And lastly is a sandbag. We utilize a sandbag to kind of help muscles passively relax. Sometimes we're anxious. Think of it as kind of like a weighted blanket. You know how weighted blankets benefit people with anxiety because it kind of gives that extra feeling of calm and safety and support. That's exactly what the sandbag does. This sandbag is about 7 pounds. You don't want anything that's heavier than 10 when you're doing a restorative practice. You can wrap an old hot water bottle filled with water. You just want to make sure that it's not going to seep out on you or on your floor, but you can use that wrapped in a towel. Again, just providing that extra weight to help ease anxiety, to calm certain muscles down that might need a little bit more assistance in doing so. I got these off Amazon as well. They're just filled with play sand from a child's sandbox. You can also fill them with like rice or beans, say anything kind of small like that, just to give it the weight that's necessary. Inside this is another little bag, so you don't have to worry about sand kind of falling out and getting all over your home or anything like that. So those are the items that we use with restorative yoga. Those are the props that I mentioned. I encourage you to, play around with what you like. I don't think it's important to rush out and go buy all of the right things to get started because there's so many different products on in the market. So feel free to just kind of play with a couple of different things. Feel free to come to a class and you can experience the products that we have here. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put it down in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. This is Tracy with Mindfully Refreshed Wellness, and I truly hope that you join us either online or in studio for a class soon.